friendships aren't a chess game. They don't make sense all of a sudden and everything poof is gone. I just don't understand how she can go from hating you almost, then to having you back. It's one thing not to trust men, but you still want to be able to trust your girlfriends because you're not going to cheat on me. I feel like...
Of course, that's a clip from the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Housewife Brandi Glanville has been busy with the reality drama and a new book about dating, and it's her second book.
And the best-selling author is here on the couch to tell us all about drinking and dating. P.S. Social media is ruining romance, and what's new with her. So we welcome Brandi Glanville. Thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me back.
Okay, I have a quick question before we get into all of these questions. During the interviews this season, and when you were talking to Kyle, are you wearing like a retainer or Invisalign?
Oh, okay, so I'll tell you what happened. I thought I was having an allergic reaction to something. My jaw, I have TMJ really bad. I'm so stressed out. My jaw, the discs slipped back and forward. I have like 3 orthotics now that I have to wear.
You're kidding me.
No, my jaw, so I had an underbite and I couldn't talk.
Really?
For like half of the season, I was like, blah, blah, blah.
I was wondering what was going on. Okay, so I'm not the only one. Okay, I didn't want to offend.
Do we have it under control now?
You know, I'm working on it still. I have to go get these TENS things and therapy for it.
Oh my gosh.
There's a surgery for it, but I don't want to do a surgery because I heard it's very invasive and it doesn't work that well. So
okay, well, we wish you the best. I'm glad we got that covered.
Way to go, Carolina.
No, everyone's asking me, and I wanted to set the record straight. I was like, what did she do? I'm like, my jaw, I all of a sudden had an underbite.
Okay.
Amazing.
But you still look amazing. And now let's talk about the book, which was so much fun to read. How do you think social media is ruining romance?
You know, I think it's just taking away the mystique. We can stalk anyone we want all day long. You're on Instagram, you're on Facebook, you're on Twitter. If a guy is not returning your text, you can see what he's doing. And if he has time to post a picture, he has time to return your text. And then I just think social media is making us incredibly unsocial. We're stopping, we're taking pictures, we're not enjoying this anymore. So I just feel like it's just taking the mystery away.
Well, how is this book different from your last book?
This book is incredibly different because for the most part, it's not about my ex-husband and his wife.
It's about all the men.
I know. I started getting...
Good Lord.
I started getting texts last night. It came out yesterday. And the guys know who they are. I had to take their names out.
Really?
I'm getting
who's Marty?
OMG. I'm getting all the hashtags that I put in a certain chapter. I'm like, oh my God, it's starting. I'm like, straight guys aren't supposed to buy books.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, why are you guys getting
That's right, straight guys.
Don't buy books. Don't read my book if you dated me.
But it's so juicy. And every time I'm reading it, every time you hashtag something, I feel like I'm doing that with it. But now let's talk about, you know, you are known for never holding back. Is there a part of you that kind of regrets now that you're getting all of this attention from the men that you wrote about? Do you ever regret anything?
Oh, I have regrets every day, but you know, ultimately the end game is to create a future for my children, and that's what I have to look at. And so I'm doing what I do to get through.
Yeah.
I thought it was interesting as I was reading your book because I agree with you. I think that social media is really crippling us.
It's ruining our lives. It's making us unable to have a face-to-face conversation.
But you are all over it too.
I'm a hypocrite.
How do you reconcile that?
I have a love-hate relationship with it. I'm addicted to it on one end. On the other end, I miss the good old-fashioned phone call.
Well, courting, like you said, is so different. You know, I mean, before we were upset when texting came out, guys would just text you.
Yes.
Now there are a number of different things that you can check: Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, a Tumblr.
Like, oh, I was really tired last night, I didn't go out. And then you see posted pictures like, oh, really?
Yes, thanks. Thanks for not calling me, jerk.
Yes.
Well, now, you talk about cheating in that clip with Kyle, and that seems to be a recurring theme for you. And
unfortunately.
I was going to say, I mean, seriously, well, now, but you also said that this book is not about your ex-husband, but yeah, you do bring him up a lot.
Not a lot. I kind of recapped the first book so that people could see where I was after the first book ended, just in case they didn't read the first book. And then I started over. And there is one chapter about co-parenting. It has to be told because I need people to understand I'm a mother of 2. I'm dating. I don't bring people around my children. And so there's a lot of back and forth. And I just want to put it out there for people, but I tried to stay positive. Not, I mean, for the most part.
Right.
I have to get my little digs in.
I was going to say,
a little bit. Just a little recap.
Yes, yeah.
Well, there's a lot of digs in, though, the book, though, about guys in general.
Yeah.
Because guys in general don't come off looking that great in this book.
Well, the guys that you've been with.
Yes.
You know, that you've chosen.
Sorry.
Yeah, I know. I was like, wow.
Maybe treat me a little better. Now I'm afraid I'm never going to get a date again.
Oh, I don't think that's going to be a problem.
I'll be like writing down.
No. So, what's next? What's coming up on the season, on the show?
Oh, hell. We have 5 episodes. We just shot the reunion in LA. I mean, screaming, yelling, crying. It was a very long 12 hours on a couch.
Are you and Lisa talking at this point?
We were talking at the reunion.
But because you're being asked questions, but are you guys still friends now?
I love her, you know, I definitely love her, and I know we care about each other. I just want to make sure what my role is in her life. If it's actually a friend, or does she need me for her other show?
Which we've seen you on.
Yes.
How
I don't get paid for her.
Oh, really?
Really?
So, no, none of us do.
How have the cast changes affected you and the show?
I think people they don't like when you change a recipe, so it's been a little difficult. People are like, they don't fit in. I think that we just need to get used to the new girls, and then, you know, I like one of the new girls. She's great. She's awesome, and then the other one, not so much.
But what is it about Joyce? Because you're not saying it. I'll say it about it. I'll say it.
Wow.
What is it about Joyce? Is this just a typical thing where some women just don't get along? Or did she just rub you the wrong way from the very beginning?
You know, I liked her in the beginning. I thought she was a really sweet girl, and then you can't see everything we shoot, and that's unfortunate.
Right.
Kind of, because I can't explain to people why I dislike someone, but it was just constant one-upping and constantly getting involved in things that had nothing to do with her. And it was just, I feel like she was really desperate for camera time, and if I'm having a fight with Lisa or Kyle that doesn't involve you, stay out of it.
Right, right.
And, you know, she brought up things in the reunion about Adrienne Maloof. I'm like, you don't know Adrienne. You weren't here last year. What are you doing?
Right. It seems like she was studying
just trying
the show.
to stay relevant.
Yeah.
And we have real issues in our group because we all are friends.
Right.
And unfortunately, you know, she's not a part. Well, unfortunately. Fortunately for me, she's not a part of those issues.
Right.
So she needs to
butt out.
Yeah.
Well, you're dressed for Valentine's Day. What are you doing
look
Valentine's
lovely.
Day?
I'm hoping I'm home with my boys. I'm worried about the snowstorm coming in.
Are they your Valentines?
They are.
You don't have a male suitor, a gentleman caller Valentine?
I don't need one.
No.
I have with my little 10-year-old and my 6-year-old, and we're going to see my parents. And, you know, I have my nieces, so we're just going to have a little fun Valentine's weekend with my family.
Awesome. Well, the book is great. It's so entertaining. Brandi Glanville, thank you so much for coming to the couch. And Drinking and Dating, P.S. Social Media is Ruining Romance is in bookstores now. And
where's the book signing?
Yeah.
Tonight we are in, I keep on saying Rhode Island, but I know it's Long Island. And I'm like, no, we're not going to Rhode Island. We're going to Long Island.
Perfect. Okay, so we'll link up on our website. We'll put it up on WLNYTV.com/thecouch.
Thank you.